TLC is an American girl group whose repertoire spans R&B, hip-hop, soul, funk and new jack swing. TLC originally comprised singer T-Boz Watkins, rapper Lisa Left Eye Lopes and singer Rozonda Chilli Thomas. The group was very successful in the 1990s and early 2000s in spite of numerous spats with the law, each other, and the group's record label. TLC's debut album, Tionne, on the TLC Tip, sold 6 million copies worldwide and spawned the hit singles Ain't Too Proud to Beg, Baby Baby Baby, and What About Your Friends. This success was surpassed by their second album, CrazySexyCool, which was certified diamond by the RIAA, a first for a female group. Buoyed by the top 5 singles Creep, Red Light Special, Diggin on You, and Waterfalls, it eventually sold 23 million copies worldwide. 5 years later, in 1999, the group released their third album FanMail, which debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 album chart and sold more than 11 million copies worldwide with the hit singles No Scrubs and Unpretty. The subsequent tour became the highest-grossing tour of all time by a female band. In April 2002, Lopes died in a car accident in Honduras. 7 months later, T-Boz and Chilli released the group's fourth album 3D, which sold 2 million copies worldwide, scored the top 10 hit Girl Talk, and earned 2 Grammy Awards nominations. It featured previously unreleased vocals from Left Eye. Billboard magazine ranked TLC as one of the greatest musical trios. Between 1990 and 2002, the band had 10 top 10 singles, 4 #1 singles, 4 multi-platinum albums, and won 5 Grammy Awards. At the end of 1999, TLC was ranked as the 7th most successful act of the 1990s by Billboard. In 2008, the group was inducted into the all-time Hot 100 Artist Hall of Fame by the same magazine, at 56th place. That year it was also listed as the number 25 R&B hip-hop artist of the preceding 25 years. According to the RIAA, TLC has sold more than 23 million albums and 6.5 million singles in the United States alone. Worldwide they have sold more than 65 million records and are ranked as the best-selling American female group of all time. In 2012, TLC ranked 12th on VH1's 100 Greatest Women in Music, and as the #1 all-girl group. History: in 1990, Atlanta, Georgia Euro-based record producer Ian Burke and one of his clients, a teenager named Crystal Jones, came up with a concept for a girl group with a tomboyish, hip-hop image, similar to the blend of contemporary R&B and hip-hop music of new jack swing act Belle Biv DeVoe. Jones put out a call for 2 more girls to join her in this trio. Her request was eventually answered by Watkins, a native of Des Moines, Iowa, who moved to Atlanta with her family at an early age, and Lisa Lopes, a rapper who had just moved to the city from her native Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, with only a keyboard and $750. Calling the group Second Nature, Jones, Watkins, and Lopes began working with producers Jermaine Dupri and Rico Wade on demo tape material. Through a connection at the hair salon where Watkins worked, the group eventually managed to arrange an audition with singer Perry Pebbles Reed, who had started her own management and production company, P-Bytone. Impressed by the girls, Reed renamed the group TLC Ski, and arranged an audition for them with local record label Laughface Records, run by Kenneth Babyface Edmonds and Reed's then-husband, Antonio L.A. Reed. The latter Reed saw potential in Watkins and Lopes but felt that Jones should be replaced. According to Jones, she decided to leave the act after not being allowed to take home the contracts P-Bytone had drafted for the group for review. Watkins' recollection is that both she and Lopes asked Jones to leave the group before their initial contracts were negotiated. On February 28, 1991, Watkins and Lopes signed production, management, and publishing deals with P-Bytone, with Perry Reed becoming their general manager. As they looked for a replacement for Jones, the 2-member TLC Ski made its first on-record appearance on a track for Laughface act Damien Dame's self-titled 1991 LP. The group found its missing third member in Rozonda Thomas, one of Damien Dame's part-time backup dancers. Thomas was signed to the act in April 1991, at about which time the group's name was shortened to TLC. To keep the meaning behind the TLC name being an acronym for the girls' names, Thomas was christened with the nickname Chilli, while Watkins became T-Boz, and Lopes was named Left Eye. The girls were signed to LaFace in May 1991 through a production deal with Tionne and immediately went into the studio with producers Reed and Edmonds, Dallas Austin, Jermaine Dupri, and Marley Marl to produce their first album. 1991 Euro 94, You On. On the TLC Tip, their debut album, You On. On the TLC Tip, was released on February 25, 1992, by LaFace. The songs on the album are a blend of funk, hip-hop, and R&B, similar to the new jack swing sound popularized by producer Teddy Riley in the late 1980s. The album was a critical and commercial success, being certified quadruple platinum within a year and launching a number of US Hot 100 top 10 singles with Ain't Too Proud to Beg, What About Your Friends, and Baby Baby Baby, which reached number 2 on the Hot 100. TLC's lyrics, chiefly written by Lopes and Dallas Austin, were playful, female-empowering anthems characterized by Lopes's quirky, nasal-toned raps, Watkins's low-voiced lead vocals, and Thomas's powerful vocals and harmonization. The musical formula was augmented by the girls' brightly colored videos and curious costuming. Each girl wore wrapped condoms on their clothing. During TLC's first national tour, as MC Hammer's opening act, Lopes and Thomas discovered that Watkins had sickle cell disease, an ailment which she kept a closely guarded secret until she became ill while TLC was touring the Southwest U.S. Watkins continued to battle her condition and eventually became a spokesperson for the Sickle Cell Disease Association of America in the late 1990s. She was hospitalized. Lopes and Thomas stayed with her and did not perform as the opening act for a few shows. At the conclusion of the tour, TLC decided to take more control of their careers and thus informed Perry Reed that they no longer wished her to be their manager. Reed released the group from its management deal, but they remained signed to Tionne, and Reed continued to receive a share of their earnings. Also in 1994, TLC played the musical group Sex as a Weapon in the New Line Cinema feature film House Party 3, starring Kid and Play. 1993 Euro 96, CrazySexyCool. Lopes began dating Atlanta Falcons American football player Andre Rison shortly after the release of Ooooooooohhh on the TLC Tip, and by 1994 the two were living together in Rison's upscale double-story home. Their relationship was allegedly filled with violent moments, and Lopes filed an assault charge against Rison on September 2, 1993. Rison denied battering her. Lopes was also battling alcoholism at the time. She had been a heavy drinker since the age of 15. After another fight between the couple in the early morning hours of June 9, 1994, Lopes tossed numerous pairs of Rison's newly purchased shoes into a bathtub, doused them with lighter fluid, and lit them on fire. The Plexiglas bathtub quickly melted and set the structural frame of the house on fire. Lopes was arrested and indicted on charges of first-degree arson. She was sentenced to 5 years of probation and a $10,000 fine. Rison eventually reconciled with Lopes, and they continued dating on and off for 7 years. During early 1994, TLC re-entered the studio with Dallas Austin, Tim and Bob, Arnold Hennings, Jermaine Dupri, Babyface, John Robinson, Organized Noise, and Sean Puffy Combs to record their second album, CrazySexyCool. Lopes was released from rehab to attend the recording sessions, but the finished album featured significantly less of her raps and vocals. The album instead focused more on the contributions from Watkins and Thomas, and had a smoother, more fluid sound, similar to the most successful single from the first album, the US number 2 hit Baby Baby Baby. All 4 singles from CrazySexyCool reached the top 5 of the US Hot 100, while Creep and Waterfalls peaked at number 1, while Red Light Special reached number 2 and Diggin' On You reached number 5. Waterfalls, an Organized Noise-produced song that featured an old-school soul-based musical arrangement, socially conscious lyrics criticizing drug dealing and unsafe sex, and an introspective rap from Lopes, became TLC's biggest hit, and its $1 Million music video was an MTV staple for many months. Also in 1994, TLC recorded the theme song to Nickelodeon's popular sketch comedy All That, which was produced and co-written by Arnold Hennings, which ran for 10 seasons. CrazySexyCool eventually sold over 11 million copies in the US. However, worldwide sales exceed 15 million copies, and became one of the first albums to ever receive a diamond certification from the RIAA, and won a 1996 Grammy Award for Best R&B Album and a 1996 Grammy Award for Best R&B Performance by a Duo or Group for Creep. However, in the midst of their apparent success, the members of TLC filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy on July 3, 1995. 1995-96, bankruptcy, they declared debts totaling $3.5 million, much of it because of Lopes' insurance payments arising from the arson incident and Watkins' medical bills, but the primary reason being that each member of the group was taking home less than $35,000 a year after paying managers, producers, expenses, and taxes. They sought to renegotiate their 1991 contract with LaFace, under which they only received a maximum of 8% of the revenues from their album sales, euro considerably less than most major recording contracts euro, and to dissolve their association with P-Tionne. Most record companies would renegotiating record contracts when the artist achieved significant record sales, but LaFace Records refused to meet the demands of TLC, thus prompting the filing of the bankruptcy petition. Both P-Tionne and LaFace countered that TLC simply wanted more money and were in no real financial danger, resulting in 2 years of legal debates before the cases were finally settled in late 1996. TLC's contract was renegotiated and their production deal with P-Tionne and Perry Reed was rescinded. The group appeared on the Waiting to Exhale soundtrack with This Is How It Works, and was set to re-enter the recording studio the following year after signing a new contract with LaFace Arista. 1997 euro 2000, FanMail, preliminary work on TLC's third album, FanMail, was delayed when friction arose between the group and their main producer Dallas Austin, who was by this time dating Thomas and helping to raise their young son Tionne. Austin wanted $4.2 million in creative control to work on the project, resulting in a standoff between the producer and the artists. During this period, Thomas appeared in the independent film Have Plenty, and Watkins co-starred in Hype Williams' 1998 film Belly with rappers Nas and DMX. Watkins made a solo song a year earlier called Touch Myself. Lopes started her own production company Left Eye Productions artist development company and signed Black, a TLC-like female R&B trio. She also appeared on the Not Tonight remix with fellow female rappers Lil' Kim, Missy Misdemeanor Elliott, Da Brat and Angie Martinez, which garnered a Grammy nomination for Best Rap Performance by a Duo, Band, or Group in 1998. She also hosted the short-lived MTV talent series The Cut, which featured then unknown recording artists Anastacia and a little-known R&B artist Ne-Yo. TLC eventually began working with other producers for the FanMail album, until finally negotiating with Austin, who produced the bulk of FanMail and gave the album a futuristic, more pop-based feel. FanMail was released in February 1999. The album was another success for TLC, debuting at number 1 on the Billboard 200 album sales chart and selling over 6 million copies in the US. The album featured the number 1 hit No Scrubs, produced by Kevin Shakespeare Briggs, and the single Unpretty, an alternative rock-styled song about self-love written by Watkins and Dallas Austin, that also reached number 1 on the Billboard chart. At the Lady of Soul Awards, the group was honored with the Aretha Franklin Entertainer of the Year award. The videos for both songs were heavily featured on MTV and BET, and 3 more singles received decent radio play: Silly Ho, I'm Good at Being Bad, and Edmund's written ballad, Dear Lie. At the 42nd Grammy Awards, FanMail received 8 Grammy Award nominations, and won 3, 1 for Best R&B Album and 2 for the global hit number 1 lead single, No Scrubs, for Best R&B Song and Best R&B Performance by a Duo or Group with Vocals. The group went on a worldwide tour simply named FanMail Tour. while the first leg of the tour sold poorly and caused the group to lose $500,000, most of the second leg of the tour was sold out. The group had a pay-per-view special of their tour which at the time became pay-per-view's highest-grossing televised special. The tour went on to gross more than $72.8 million according to Billboard, which became the highest-grossing tour by a female group. During and after the release of FanMail, Lopes made it known to the press on multiple occasions that she felt that she was unable to fully express herself working with TLC and Austin. Her contributions to the songs had been reduced to periodic 8-bar raps, and studio session singers such as Deborah Killings often took her place on the background vocals for the group's songs. In its November 28, 1999 issue, Entertainment Weekly ran a letter from Lopes that challenged her group mates to record solo albums and let the fans judge which of the three was the most talented. I challenge Shine Watkins and Rozonda Thomas to an album entitled The Challenge. A 3-CD set that contains 3 solo albums. Each will be due to the record label by October 1, 2000. I also challenge producer Dallas Austin to produce all of the material and do it at a fraction of his normal rate. As I think about it, I'm sure LaFace would not mind throwing in a $1.5 million prize for the winner. The ladies eventually settled the feud, and the challenge was never followed through. After the conclusion of the successful FanMail tour, the ladies, however, took some time off and pursued personal interests. Lopes was the first to begin recording her solo album, Supernova. In 2000, Spice Girl Melanie C released a single co-written with Lopes in the UK and Europe, called Never Be the Same Again. It became a hit reaching #1 in many countries. 2001 A Euro 04, 3D and the Death of Left Eye. Before the recording of their fourth album, 3D, Lopes eventually pursued solo stardom and recorded her first album Supernova, however it underperformed overseas and was never officially released in the United States. Before her second solo album was completed, Lopes died in a car crash while filming a documentary in Honduras, which would later be released as The Last Days of Left Eye in 2007 on VH1. Returning from yet another hiatus after Lopes' death, Watkins, Thomas and Austin decided that they would complete the remainder of their fourth album, to be called 3D, which also featured production from Rodney Jerkins, The Neptunes, Raphael Saadiq, Missy Elliott and Timbaland. The decision was also made that TLC would retire after the release and promotion of 3D, rather than replace Lopes and continue. Lopes had already completed her vocals for 4 songs and the remainder were performed by the remaining group members alone, who eulogized Lopes on a number of the tracks. 3D was released on November 12, 2002. The first single for 3D was Girl Talk, the video for which featured Watkins and Thomas alone in live-action segments and Lopes in animated segments. Its follow-up, Hands Up, featured only Watkins and Thomas in its video, but took place in a nightclub named Club Lopes. The third single's video, Damaged, features Justina Machado as the lead woman. And the last single, Turntable, features an official compilation video of TLC videos from the past. The album sold 2 million copies in its first year of release, and Girl Talk reached a US Hot R&B hip-hop songs with a peak position of number 3. Hands Up peaked at number 7 on the same chart under the bubbling under R&B hip-hop singles category, and a third single, Damaged, reached number 53. However, the singles enjoyed a bit more success in Europe and Asia. 3D went on to sell nearly 2 million copies in the US alone. In June 2003, more than a year since the death of Left Eye, at Zootopia, an annual concert hosted by New York radio station Z100 held at Giant Stadium, TLC appeared in what was announced to be their last performance. The group, introduced by Carson Daly, showed a video montage dedicated to Lopes, and went on to perform songs against video footage of Lopes performing the same songs, and wearing the same outfits, that were appearing on stage. In February 2004, TLC appeared as featured artists on a Japanese charity single entitled Voice of Love Posse with other Japanese artists. 2003 A Euro 08, Now and Forever, The Hits and Crazy Sexy Hits, the very best of TLC. In 2004, LaFace had scheduled the release of Now and Forever, The Hits, a TLC Greatest Hits album with a new song, Come Get Some, featuring Lil Jon and Sean P. of the Youngbloods. However, the compilation was not released domestically until June 2005, although versions of the compilation were released internationally in 2004 and the album was also available as a legal download from the iTunes Store in November 2004. On June 21, 2005, Now and Forever, The Hits was quietly released in the United States. The album debuted at number 53 with 20,000 copies sold. On June 25, 2004, Watkins and Thomas announced that they were pitching a reality television show that was eventually picked up for development by UPN. Are You the Girl with Watkins and Thomas debuted on UPN on July 27, 2005. Despite media speculation that the winner of the series was to become a new, permanent member of TLC, Watkins and Thomas have vowed to never replace Lopes with a new member. The winner of the show would record with them on a new single and perform the track with them in a live concert finale in Atlanta. Roughly 4.1 million viewers tuned in for the season finale of Are You the Girl on September 20, 2005, with 20-year-old Tiffany O So Crispy Baker as the winner. On October 4, 2005, I Bet was released to radio and iTunes, credited to Are You the Girl with Watkins and Thomas with no mention of the TLC name on the package. The song was also appended to pressings of Now and Forever, The Hits released after October 11, 2005. I Bet failed to chart in America and Europe, ending reports that Watkins and Thomas were putting the finishing touches on a repackaged Greatest Hits album. I Bet, the first new TLC single released after the finale of their competition show Are You the Girl, was also appended to pressings of Now and Forever, The Hits, released after October 2005. A collection of music videos, Now and Forever, The Video Hits was released in the United States on May 11, 2007, after over 4 years of delayed release dates. On August 20, 2007, a new Greatest Hits album was released in the UK called Crazy Sexy Hits, The Very Best of TLC, a play on the group's best-selling album titled CrazySexyCool. Now and Forever, The Video Hits was also released in the UK for the first time on the same date. The album fared better than previous compilation Now and Forever, The Hits, peaking at number 57 on the UK album chart. On June 24, 2008, Watkins and Thomas made a special appearance on the BET Awards. They, along with the original members of En Vogue and SWV, performed in Alicia Keys' tribute to girl groups. Watkins, Thomas, and Keys performed Waterfalls. Watkins and Thomas were also presenters at the BETJ Virtual Awards on November 25, 2008. 2009 A Euro Present, Reemergence, Biopic, New Label and New Album. In March 2009, Watkins and Thomas announced plans to perform together in a concert series in Japan featuring 17 of TLC's songs. On April 4, 2009, the group performed a 13-song set in Japan during the 2009 Spring Groove Music Festival. On August 25, 2009, it was announced that the group would perform at the Justin Timberlake and Friends benefit concert, held at the Mandalay Bay Event Center in the Las Vegas Valley. TLC performed their set to the 10,000 people in attendance on October 17, 2009. At the concert, Watkins announced that she and Thomas planned to record new material, but a specific date was not given. After another brief hiatus, TLC performed on May 25, 2011 for the season finale of American Idol. They performed a 3-song set, starting with Lil Jon's introduction from Come Get Some, followed by No Scrubs, and, finally, Waterfalls. The performance received a standing ovation from the audience. The following year, TLC recorded a cover version of the song Rainbow for a tribute album dedicated to the popular Japanese rock band L'Arc-en-Ciel. The tribute album, which also features cover versions by Boyz II Men, Daniel Powter and Mark C. Priest, was released on June 13, 2012. On October 7, 2012, British pop group Stush released a music video for their cover version of Waterfalls. T-Boz and Chilli also appeared in the music video, which would later be included in Totally T-Boz, a docu-series chronicling Watkins' move to California, health issues and solo endeavors. Stush would later go on to perform Waterfalls at the 17th Annual MOBO Awards on November 3, 2012, where TLC was honored for their outstanding contribution to music. In June 2013, TLC was featured on Crooked Smile, the second official single from American rapper J. Cole's Born Sinner album. On June 23, 2013, TLC received the Legend Award at the 2013 MTV Video Music Awards Japan, at which they also performed a medley of their hit singles. On June 19, 2013, to celebrate their 20th anniversary in the music industry, the group released a Japan-exclusive compilation album entitled TLC 20th Anniversary Hits, which includes remastered versions of their old songs. As a gift for their Japanese fans, they also recorded a new version of Waterfalls, enlisting Japanese singer Naomi Amuro to sing Lopes' part. The decision to record with Amuro was raised as an issue by Lopes' family, who felt betrayed, as they were not informed about the vocal replacement. TLC further celebrated their return with a 2013 Summer World Tour that included 2 dates, VH1's Mixed Up Festival in Hershey, Pennsylvania, US on July 27, 2013 where they performed for 45 minutes and Drake's OVO Fest in Toronto, Canada on August 5, 2013, where they performed for 15 minutes. TLC then signed a new recording contract with Epic Records and released an American version of the compilation album 20 on October 15, 2013. The album included one new recording, Meant to Be, written and produced by Ne-Yo. 2 weeks later, on October 21, 2013, VH1 premiered a biographical telefilm based on the career of TLC, CrazySexyCool, The TLC Story. Directed by Charles Stone III, the film starred Keke Palmer as Chilli, Lil Mama as Left Eye and Drew Sidora as T-Boz. The film uses the newly rearranged songs from TLC 20th Anniversary hits. The premiere broadcast garnered 4.5 million viewers, a 5-year ratings high for VH1. Later that month, J. Cole and TLC won the Impact Track Award at the 2013 BET Hip Hop Awards, for their collaboration Crooked Smile. On November 24, 2013, TLC performed a highly anticipated rendition of Waterfalls at the 2013 American Music Awards, with Lil Mama delivering Lopes' part, including the rap segment. Also in late November, TLC performed a Ooooooohhh No Scrubs with Lil Mama on the Dancing with the Stars television show. In January 2014, TLC made a highly anticipated appearance at VH1's Super Bowl concert series performing at the Beacon Theatre in New York City. Lopes' vocals were used for the performance and was heavily honored throughout the event, especially during her signature verse to the song Waterfalls. The appearance featured the group performing a set of their greatest hits, the live debut of Meant to Be, and a dance segment containing a popular dance called the Nay Nay. TLC announced the first Australian tour of their career in April 2014 that will consist of shows in Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne and Perth. The group will be performing a set of their hits and will include visual and vocal representation of Lopes for the performance. Since signing with Epic Records, TLC have been working on their yet untitled 5th studio album, set to be released in 2014. They have reportedly been working with producers such as Rock City and longtime collaborator Dallas Austin, as well as on a collaboration with pop star Lady Gaga for a song titled Posh Life, which Gaga initially wrote with Austin for herself. However, Gaga proposed a collaboration with TLC, as the song was inspired by the group and Gaga felt it would be disrespectful for her to release the song, as it was akin to TLC's sound. Other confirmed track titles include Pretty Little Scar, and Breaking Bad. Other guest artists to appear on the album such as Lil Mama are expected to appear on the album. Discography. Awards and nominations. American Music Awards, created by Dick Clark in 1973, the American Music Awards is an annual music awards ceremony and one of several major annual American Music Awards shows. TLC has won one award from 7 nominations. Billboard Music Awards, The Billboard Music Awards are sponsored by Billboard magazine and is based on sales data by Nielsen SoundScan and radio information by Nielsen Broadcast Data Systems. TLC has won 3 awards from 3 nominations. Grammy Awards. The Grammy Awards are awarded annually by the National Academy of Recording Arts and Sciences. TLC has won 5 awards from 14 nominations. MTV Video Music Awards. The MTV Video Music Awards were established in 1984 by MTV to celebrate the top music videos of the year. TLC has won 5 awards from 16 nominations. NAACP Image Awards. The NAACP Image Awards are presented annually by the American National Association for the Advancement of Colored People to honor outstanding people of color in film, television, music and literature. TLC has been nominated once. Soul Train Lady of Soul Awards. The Soul Train Lady of Soul Awards are presented annually honoring the year's top female performers in R&B, rap, hip-hop and gospel. TLC has won 3 awards from 5 nominations. Soul Train Music Awards. The Soul Train Music Awards is an annual awards show that honors the best in African American music and entertainment. TLC has won 5 awards from 8 nominations. See also, List of best-selling music artists in the United States, List of best-selling girl groups. References. External links, TLC at mtv.com, TLC discography at iMusic.am, TLC at AllMusic, TLC discography at Discogs, TLC at the Internet Movie Database, TLC at Last.fm.